Hello, America.
Welcome to Media Missile.
In today's news, well, when we mean news, we mean what's trending on Facebook.
Oh God. Let's see. Black Widow. YouTube.
Of course.
Grey's Anatomy, which is some doctor show.
Adam
Sandler, which is wow.
Call of Duty Black Ops 3 coming out. New trailer upcoming. First person shooter.
Al-Qaeda hostages.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I love how Al-Qaeda hostages is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
priorities, really.
Yeah. Black Widow. Chris Evans, Jeremy Renner apologizes for sexist comments about Avengers characters. Is above Al-Qaeda hostages.
Damn it, Hawkeye's sexist.
Yeah, well, you know, Hawkeye's Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Then you got
Furious 8. What the fuck are they gonna do now?
I know, they keep stealing cars and shit.
Jesus. There's gonna be one Furious movie where they just get caught and they're just in jail.
And there's one where they drop the soap.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Vin Diesel. No, Vin Diesel is playing the guy who you are afraid to drop the soap in front of. It's like,
hey, how you doing?
I used to drive cars. Want to be part of my family?
Yeah. So let's go back. I got a segment that I like to call Stupid Motherfucker. What do we cover here? Shit that you that you like to rage about.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go with abstinence.
Oh,
yeah.
Joy.
So
this topic is very interesting for a multitude of reasons. One being very interesting. The people who actually are the most passionate about abstinence are not abstinent at all.
Wait, well, but they're married. This goes under the big thing of the church.
Sex is bad, but I can have it because I'm married.
So
that makes no sense. But
let me give you a little history here.
Okay.
Back in the day, back 1,000 years ago, prostitution was legal. Back in Pompeii, they actually have pictures of prostitutes and shit. It was legal. It's what happened. Every generation has sex.
It's a scientific fact.
And it's natural. That's
how we have more generations.
Exactly. That's how more generations come to be. That's how, you know,
life works.
Yeah. And people are like, well, we need to educate our children. You want to know how you educate children? Hold on right there, bro. I'll be right back.
Oh, joy.
This is our education for children.
Oh, no.
You know what you do? You go up to your child when they're a teen, you know, in puberty, and you go, learn how to use it, buddy.
You gotta hold it this way.
Oh, yeah. If you
he doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah, I don't know how it unrolls, you know.
Yeah. Jesus.
So, in case any of you who are abstinent and don't know what this is
is a condom.
Exactly. And
say it with me now.
Condom. Now let's go into this condom. So it doesn't 100% protect you, but it protects 99%.
Which is why you use birth control
as a second.
Yes.
And you know it's a condom. It wraps over your fucking dick. I mean, Jesus Christ.
It is latex, literally designed to stop sperm.
Okay, you want to know something? Okay.
Okay.
Let's get, because this is what pisses me off. Everybody's like, condoms fail. Okay, you want to know where your STDs lie? Right, you know, on your genitals. That's where your
private part.
Yes. You know what? Your fucking cock, alright? It has fucking germs on it like you would never believe. You know what you do about it? You wrap it before you tap it. Then this all comes back to the church. Because you want to know, when it comes to another thing on Stupid Motherfucker is the 12-step program. The thing about 12 program, you want to know what one of the steps is? You have no power. You have to turn it all over to God.
Okay, that is bullshit.
Exactly. So we turn everything over to this God.
Yep.
And
then we're just
You want to know how you stop it?
No. I need to say something. If you leave it all over to God, you know who you're really leaving it over to? Not God. Not some bearded guy in the sky. You're leaving it over to your rabbis and your fucking priests. And you know what they're gonna say? They're not gonna say, "Oh, you should have sex. You should have sex." No, they're gonna say, "Avoid all sex. If you have sex, you will die." That is what they're going to say to you, and that leads to either psychosis or fucking some worse thing.
It's unnatural.
It is unnatural because guess how we exist? People have sex.
And if you don't want children.
Exactly. It's a proven fucking science.
So let's look at it this way. I want to get back to that 12-step program thing because you want to know how you end the addiction. You stop. You figure out that you have the problem. That's the only step I agree with. You admit you have a problem. So I could be sitting here eating this damn pizza that's probably going to make me have diabetes in the future. But I can control it. I'm not going to sit there and eat pizza every day. People drink alcohol, become alcoholics. You don't surrender yourself to God because you're an alcoholic. You don't surrender yourself to anything. All you do is you stop. You want to know? You want to know that you're moving in the right direction, that you're even talking about going to AA or the 12-step program or whatever the fuck you go to. Because, you know, with it, you go into it and you go, alright, I have a problem, basically. I'm an alcoholic. Go to a 12-step program. Okay, that's fine. Surrender yourself to God. Let's go with the back to the church.
if you're any other religion, literally any other,
you're fucked.
You're fucked. Okay, you love God? Oh, you're gonna be an alcoholic, or you're gonna be a fucking something-holic, and there's nothing you can do about it because you don't have God.
Yeah, I mean, the church has become so commercialized. People like to say that church give...
Where did the fucking Easter Bunny come from? Can I ask you this? Where the fuck did he come from?
I don't know.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you the answer? It's fucking Hallmark! It's fucking Hallmark in the damn Bible. That's what we believe in, folks. A damn fluffy rabbit who leaves eggs in your goddamn front yard for you to pick up.
So wait.
Where did that come from? The fucking Bible. It was like Jesus like, before I die, I will invent a bunny rabbit that leaves chocolate eggs on your goddamn porch.
So wait a minute. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
Bunnies don't fucking lay eggs.
Yep.
So.
But that's what people believe.
So.
This bunny lays eggs. Where are you going? My co-host is disappearing.
I know, right? I'm just such a douche like that.
Oh god, he's writing something.
I need to make a flowchart now.
Okay.
Let's go to our board of stupidness. Or the bullshit board, I like to call it. So here, you have church. They can read it, right?
Yeah, they can.
Okay, so here you have church. God. That's it.
No. Then you have your... Gonna make a little thing. Got your priests.
Got your priests. Got your penis.
And then on the other side of the spectrum, you got your...
popes, bishops.
Preachers. Now, the preachers category can be divided up into two categories.
No, wait, let me, before I get you there. Alright, so, church's logic. Let's go through the church's logic. In the Catholic faith, we believe that priests go from here to God and get spoken to by our Lord and Savior, God, / Jesus, because, you know, J. You know what? He's going to be J. JC.
Stop, Jay.
JC, man, because, you know what? I don't want to spell Jesus. I'm sorry. Then you have something called science. Facts. You know what? It's not even called science. It's just called facts of life.
Just put a little circle around that and just like, it's completely It's completely out there. It's just like the church wants you to believe the stories to scare the shit out of you. But really, can I get the marker, please? Can I just get a different marker? Or like,
Yeah.
because I'm tired of running.
Whee!
Okay, so the facts of life are way out here because the church wants to put up a wall for your attention. Now, if you get past this wall, let's see,
What kind of teller?
you get past this wall to the facts of life. The church then puts a target on your back and calls you unreligious, excommunicated, or whatever.
Right. Well, I'm gonna erase this board of bullshit as pretty as it is because.
Wait, I have one more.
Oh yes, one more.
In the preachers section, which I mentioned earlier, are
Your deacons.
overly religious parents and your actual, let's say, bishops. Now, I'm not totally slamming religion. Now, bishops know their
Shit.
shit.
Now let's. Well, I'm gonna say
Overly religious parents
don't.
don't
Now let's go.
know.
Let's go. I want to go to another point here.
Hold on.
I'm gonna erase it.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. So that's all nice and fluffy and shit. But the thing about it, the biggest picture of it is this word right here. This word right here gets thrown around into the church at all times.
This is their representation
of false. Their definition of truth actually is God, holy, Jesus, shit, and all that. But what they don't understand is as humans evolve, we learn more things. That we learn that trees do not just pop out of the ground because, God felt like, hey, I'm on a fucking tree right there. You know what? We found out that you have seedlings that, gets dispersed. And you know what? They create other fucking trees. You want to know why? Because birds, they take the seeds and they spread them. But the church says God takes this and makes
copy and paste.
Yes. So basically, it's a big fucking Microsoft Word document.
Yep.
So
That's what we're believing in, folks.
so let's look at the church, really. So you.
Imagine the church as a seed spreader for farms.
Right.
They want to get as much seeds as they can. So,
what they want for the church, what they want is everyone to believe in bullshit, basically.
with no backing.
Now, every time you ask a Catholic, and I've done this before, you ask a Catholic something about it, and they give you some God shit, and then you go, prove it. Well, it's in the Bible. Now, but here,
if I were to write a book saying, Will is this, Will is a god, Will has the ability to fucking clone himself, and then Andrew here asked me to explain why, and said, well, it's in my book. That doesn't make a valid point, does it?
but the thing about what people need to learn about the church ideas, it's been through thousands of years of renovations. You had Vatican II, you had the Byzantine Empire, you had the Middle Ages, and yes, I am going in reverse on purpose. And then you had the Ottoman Empire and all that. Then you get to this new age, and it brings me to another topic, because we need to move to another topic of another stupid motherfucker of prejudice against gays.
Oh, joy.
Yes, and we're probably going to get haters for this. I don't give a shit.
Well, we're defending them.
Well, we are defending them in a sense. In a sense, it is right for someone to like who they want.
Exactly.
But in another sense, if I don't agree with it, don't ram it down my fucking throat. You're doing the same thing as the church is doing. When you come up and you say, well, you must be a homophobe or something like that. I've been called homophobe very many times because people don't understand my backing gays. I go, I'm okay with someone being gay. I just don't really give a shit. And as soon as you say I don't give a shit, that's when you get attacked. That's when everybody goes...
We really have bigger problems. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, wars,
ISIS.
people dying.
In another news segment, Yemen. Yemen control, if you don't know what fucking Yemen is, get yourself a damn map and look at their location. Now, go Google it. We'll give you about 5 minutes, you know, because it probably takes you that long to get on your smartphone.
Just pause the video.
Yeah, just pause it. This is our intermission.
Yeah.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's good.
Good. Now, look where it is. If you look at Yemen, you see it's by, what's this? Water. You know what water does? It's a trade route. The oil, this is a major oil that you get, this is where all our oil basically comes, or at least England. And then from England, it gets shipped down to the United States. So let's take a look at it. If Yemen goes into the war and gets covered by ISIS and shit, well, guess what? They control your oil. Bye-bye. Bye-bye to the $2.39 of gas, and hello to $5-6 gallons of gas. That's how it's happened before. And then people want social issues to be #1 priority. They want gays to have rights and shit. Gays already have rights. The thing about gays is that they want to be recognized by marriage. Well, I'm against marriage altogether. Fuck it. Because marriage is a binding that's recognized by the church. And correct me if I am wrong. Write down in the comments if you actually watch this fucking video. In our Bill of Rights, or in our Constitution, in all our federal fucking documents, there's something called church, or between church and state. These two words, these two magical words, church and state. You want to know something about them?
They're
separate. The church does not make the laws for the state. The state gathers a lot of its morals and a lot of its laws from the church. Like murder, stealing, and all that. Oh, hallelujah. The church has found out, hey, stealing is wrong.
Also, murder is bad.
So, why the fuck do I need to go to a state to marry my girlfriend? Why the fuck do I need to go? Why? Because over the years you will see that this has became connected with this gay, when you get into the gay marriage. Gay marriage has nothing to do with the fucking state. Now, I know what you're going to say now. Taxes. That's the biggest thing. Taxes. Alright, I am technically single according to the federal government. I file what they call zero, which means you file for only yourself when you file your taxes. When you get your W-2, you file your taxes, and they take a shitload of money out because you have no dependents. I'm not dependent on my mom, not dependent on my dad, or the other way around. My mom's not dependent on me, my dad's not dependent on me. So let's take a look at that. Now gays want it so they can put themselves on taxes. So where the fuck are these connected? Where does church go with state, go with to taxes? The issue here is not the church, because the church and state are not even supposed to be together. It's the state and the taxes. It's how the state gets its taxes from the revenue. Now, you go into income taxes. That is the biggest thing about the gays right here.
You just said income.
I do. A lot. No, wait. There we go. I gotta spell it with that U, though. So, income taxes. That's the biggest fight. When you break it down into... We are not talking about blacks here, about back in the 60s when they were fighting for civil rights. We are talking about people that want to be recognized by the state. Now, wait. Isn't there something that is very familiar here? Familiar here about this? Oh, what is that? Oh yeah, I should write it here.
Welfare.
So, isn't gay marriage a little, the fight for gay marriage, a little like welfare? Let's take a look at welfare. Welfare, another, stupid motherfucker.
I'm just letting him talk right now.
Welfare, when you look at it, actually...
If we get to an issue, I can talk about it.
So let's... Oh, trust me. For welfare, if you really want to know about welfare, go to Walmart the first of the month. That's when the welfare checks come out. New York State has the highest welfare rate here. Basically in the whole United States. Now, how is that related to gay marriage? Money. Coins and shit. Well, LGBT, the lesbians and gays and shit, when they want to get married to the same sex, they keep saying the state wants to recognize it. But they don't educate themselves. They don't educate themselves on the separation of church and state. They don't, about the taxes, the income taxes and shit. Since I file for single, I get, you got your FICA, your Social Security, and all that shit you have to pay for. Want to know what you get in April? A refund if you filed single. You want to know why marriage exists right now as a political thing or as a government thing? Money. Just money. That's all it is right now. When you marry someone, I even have I can't show it to you guys, but I'll show it to my partner here so he knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Here. And, well, this is not the actual marriage license, but this is a marriage license. What's the key word when you say marriage license? What key word do you pull out from marriage license?
Just license.
Yeah, license. So, alright, so let me just give you a breakdown of what a marriage
is. Which is in fact federal.
Exactly. So
just like your driver's license, your boat license, your whatever license.
Yeah. So let's.
That is a reason to tax your ass.
All right. Let's look at this. I'm going to read you off what you need to file for this marriage license. You need to have a bride's name, of course, groom's name, of course. Notice no guy, girl action there. Sorry about that, folks. Date, month, year. That's fine. Town, state. Okay. Witness, okay, they need witnesses for a marriage. Yeah. And in ceremony officiated by officiate. Yep. So, who is this official? A judge. Mm-hmm. A judge can marry you. So
a priest or a judge.
Yeah, basically they're
again with the church and state.
Right. So, wait a minute. In our Constitution and all that, that fucking boring document no one fucking reads.
Yeah.
No one.
Yeah, we're supposed to read it and stuff. It's not good. It's okay.
Let's look at it. Let's see. Yeah. Separation of church and state is like a #1 thing. You know why?
But it's not.
Well, here's the best thing. You want to know why we fled England? Because of religious persecution. We wanted a state or a United States that accepted everybody. That's where but then you get into the progressiveness when you say that, because now they took it to a new level of well, everybody needs a handout. The Mexicans need a handout. The blacks need a handout. The whites need a handout for some fucking reason. We don't know why. The Canadians need a fucking handout, for Christ's sake. The elderly need a handout. These people need a handout. Social Security is a handout that you pay into, but you're never really guaranteed it because you don't know where the fuck that money's going. We don't know where that fuck money's going. All we know is when we pay our income taxes is that the money is supposed to go towards our Social Security, which is a fund that we just opened. Okay, so what happens if we run out? What happens if there's a nuclear war, or there's a natural disaster, or something so big where the government has to say we have to drain all your accounts? Not saying that's going to happen, not saying it's not going to happen. It's whatever, but you're paying into something that you don't know if you're going to get the return on. Yep. Now that leads it back to the church and state. So you don't want to pay you don't want to pay all that fucking income tax. You shouldn't be going after the marriage part of it. You should be going after the income tax of it, because we're paying taxes on things we might not even need. Medicaid, Medicare, all this shit. Okay. Most businesses that they're allowed to now, unfortunately with this fucking Obama, universal health care, that's going to help everybody out. Yeah, right. You know what people don't understand? It costs money to do that. One organization, the government treats itself as an organization when you look at it. The government itself is an organization. So it's trying to fund all these things, Medicaid, Medicare, the war and all this other shit. So wait a minute. Let's take a step back to about the income taxes, and then you go to healthcare. So is your income taxes paying for your healthcare? So where is the thing about it is you're already paying for someone else's procedures. As soon as you pay something to the government, you're paying someone. You're paying someone's welfare check, their benefits card, or whatever the fuck they have, food stamps, and you're paying for grandma's surgery. Now wait a minute. We've got private insurance. You got companies that supply dental health. You want to know what you don't want it called? Oh, what is it called? Benefits. That's what makes a market drive. This is what makes a market go. Is the more stuff a company can offer, the better it does. If me and him offered everybody dental, full medical, full, everything, eye and ear and whatever the fuck you want to put it all in a jumbo package and give it to them, our hiring rate, it's going to go high because everybody wants those benefits. But when the government goes in and says, we want all this health care, we want this health care all for everybody. Everybody should have health care.
Everybody in the goddamn world
should just have free fucking health care. That's right? It's noble to have free health care. Wait.
It's not free.
It's not really free when you talk about it. We are talking billions of dollars to, fund people for medical reasons. Oh, you want to know what they slipped into that bill? Birth control products is in the Medicare bill. These are covered.
Mm-hmm.
So why should I, a taxpayer, pay for someone else's condoms or birth control pills that they just hand out? The company has billions of dollars, but we don't know what's feeding it. And then it also reverts back to gay marriage. How come I need, because it goes to the separate, or the
state taxes. We have been recording for near half an hour.
I know, this is our half an hour.
Wow.
Now we're going to let you go and take a drink for about 5 minutes. Did you finish that drink? Was it a very good drink? We're going to move on.
Was it refreshing?
Yes, we're going to move on to another.
The history of Media Missile.
We started in CAS.
This started as a segment on someone else's radio show. You see, I started at Cazenovia College. Who gives a shit if I say his name?
Right.
Because no one's gonna watch this shit anyway.
Exactly.
It started as this little itty bitty thing, talking about video games and latest movie, whatever fucking thing. And then my partner, bless his heart, he said, whoops, gotta go, because this entire fucking play thing, there was a giant play that he was in, so he had to go. So I was like, oh shit, I gotta fucking plan a whole radio show. So I called this guy up and said, hey, you wanna be on the radio?
Sure, bro.
Yeah. So we just get in the studio and we're just like scripting the hell out of it, because I am a fucking retard at that point.
That's not politically correct. You're a mentally disabled American.
You think the show is politically correct?
Yeah.
Anyway, our first show was horrible. It was beyond words of how horrible it was, because we were all stuttering, looking at the script, every word, just like, we are, we were robots. Now, McGrew looked me in the eyes and said, no more script. It's like, what do you mean? No more script. Just none.
At all.
So we tried it for one show, and it was the best show ever. Because we weren't looking at a fucking thing. We just had a playlist of music, and we just revolved around whatever we said first. And it was great.
Alright, so this moves us on to another thing.
What?
Alright, so we want to keep...
It is 10:45.
It is 10:45, but you know what? We are grown-ass men.
True that.
We don't have bedtimes. My class got canceled in the morning. So you know what?
I don't have class till 2.
I don't have class until 3.
I can just go to the 3 class.
Basically.
Yeah.
So, I want to get into, why, what is it? How do I put this softly? Why is, like, half the world depressed?
I know this one.
Yeah.
Okay, crippling debt in our nation, millions of veterans dying in foreign wars we don't need to be in, there was one more, shit. Oh yeah! Homelessness when billionaires own fucking 8 homes at a time! Isn't it wonderful?
No.
Oh!
Wrong! Depression is fine. Like, depression is real. Anybody who says depression is fake is a fucking retard and needs to read a fucking book.
Yeah. Wait, I was wrong about the reasons?
The reasons behind it, though, is quite simple. The world just sucks.
Yep.
I mean, not to sound depressing or anything.
The world does suck. I'm sorry if you're living in a fairy tale, but the world sucks.
So let's look at depression. Because this is always a gray area for people. How do we define depression?
Well, Andrew, it's a very scientific way. It is a lack of dopamine in the brain, which, this is going to make me sound like a 2-year-old. Dopamine is the chemical that creates happiness in the brain. It makes you happy.
Because I'm happy about
Exactly. How do you think Pharrell Williams wrote that song? Dopamine. A lot of it.
But here's the thing. How do we know your dopamine levels?
They have tests.
No.
No? They don't? Okay. I'm going to do
You can't stick a needle in someone's brain.
I know they don't fucking do that.
They don't suck away. I have seizures. That doesn't mean they stick a needle in my brain and go, well, you have seizures here. No. I mean, there's signs of depression. There's always signs.
There's symptoms.
There's always symptoms and shit. So really with depression, it's so inconclusive at times. So we put people on medication because that's a solution for everything.
Totally. Oh, you have a problem? Drugs.
Alright, I've met depressed people in my life. You know.
Same here.
Yeah, we both, you know. I've had people, not going to mention any names for legal and personal reasons. Yep. I've had people cut themselves. I've had people call me saying they want to die. I've had people end up in the ER because I try to hang themselves. And I had a person stab themselves in the gut. So, what we don't understand, because we cannot be in their shoes, like, he doesn't know what a grand mal seizure is. I mean, I don't know what a focal seizure is. I mean, I can say, well, it's some chemical thing in his brain that happens. I can't say...
He sees like this.
He goes,
I see stupid shit.
I see, yeah. And
that's how it happens.
And he can't come up and say,
he just shake and I pass out.
Yeah, and I think it's Wednesday all the time.
Exactly. So to look at depression as, you know, it is a disease, it is treatable.
You can't exactly understand it unless you have it.
Not only that, but the medications, you can't just go, I cannot go up to Will, because I've had this happen to me, people thought I was depressed. Go, Will, feeling a little blue. Well,
here's all the drugs.
Yes, exactly.
Just take them all.
Alright, so on my medication, and yes, I'm going to get that personal and tell you my medication is oxcarbazepine. It is a generic of trileptal. Well, trileptal is also a generic of, well, it's a leftover of an antidepressant. So technically I am on antidepressants. But for someone that's depressed, you know, why are we putting them on drugs when there's so many other ways? I found tons of ways to cure my seizures naturally. There's natural ways to cure depression, like, you know, doing things. Because if you see the people that are depressed, they're like,
just shut in.
They need people.
Yes.
They don't need fucking therapy, having a therapist tell them that they're depressed. They need people around them.
Here, I'm gonna do a test. You're a depressed person, okay?
Cry.
You cry, yes.
I want to fucking.
Now tell me which one makes you feel better.
Andrew, I think you're depressed. That's your problem. That you need to work on that.
I just want to cut myself, bro.
Yeah. That or this. Hey man, you wanna go bowling?
You want to have some beer?
Yeah, you want to have some beer? You want to chill out?
Yeah, so the thing is...
See, which of them scenarios were better?
And the thing is that I'm not trying to down medication, but I've got a friend who's on medication for it, you know. Sometimes it's just not the same on their medication. Oh yeah, it cures the dopamine problem in your head, but it changes their personality, just like Ritalin.
Yep.
It's like, you go from happiness to no personality.
Hello.
Or, yeah.
How's it going?
But yeah.
You are that.
Basically. And we can both vouch for
Yeah.
that. I think we've both been on Ritalin, right?
Yeah. ADD, I had you on it.
ADD, ADHD, falsely diagnosed with it. Which brings me to another thing. I'm gonna write this on the board. Let's go to our board of bullshit.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna write a few acronyms or initials. A, D, H, D.
Now stop.
L, D. Oh, no, wait. L, D, you know, it just comes up here because it's so fucking general.
L, D.
A, D, D, add, you know.
Add, subtract.
You know, and is there anything else?
And, crap, there was one more.
There was one more. LD, ADHD, ADD,
I don't know.
Dick.
Yeah.
That's another one. You know,
Yeah.
just Dick.
So, for those of you who don't know these, get my marker out.
His special marker. Same color as his balls.
Attention.
Deficit disorder.
Deficit.
You know, I'm gonna erase this probably.
Yeah. Disorder. attention deficit
Hyper disorder.
disorder.
So
And
let's-
healthy means
Learning disorder. Let's
Learning
look at
disorder.
these. Let's look at these as a whole. Not a dick. We're not gonna look at a dick.
We're not gonna look at the dick. It's all.
Yeah. I mean, really, that's it.
That's
right?
not a whole.
This is a whole.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's look at it. Not the dick.
Not the
Or-
dick.
All these have something in common. The D.
How many Y's?
She wants the D. So, D.
Disorder.
Now let's look at a disorder. So, it hinders, it gets thrown a lot, like a ball or a slut. It just gets thrown around so many fucking times. How is learning differently a disorder? How is being a little hyper when you're younger a disorder? How is being...
And all these get thrown into the category of, guess what we were in?
Resource.
Resource.
So if you
Which is your high school's gentle way of saying,
you're a fucking retard.
but
You.
you're crazy.
Now let's look at this. I want to look at another thing about it. Is that we, as people that were in resource, I do not believe in LD. I do not believe in ADHD. I do not believe in any of the fucking A's because I've been misdiagnosed 3 times. 11th grade, I tried an experiment. Not to go to. Oh, someone's battery's dying. Gotta recharge. So let's look at it. So I was misdiagnosed 3 times. So I tried something in 11th grade. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna do everything on my own. You wanna know what happened? I made honor roll. No resource, no extra time on tests, no nothing. That was it. Wait a minute. But that got me in trouble though. Our lovely director person found out about my little experiment and had me sign a paper saying that it was my fault that if I miss any of things about my education.
So,
Because I didn't-
to clarify,
No, wait, it gets even better than that. I know, I just had to do that. It gets better. She said I legally had to go to resource. That goes back to the state government. So let's see what we've covered here in the state here. So the state, well, I mean, actually, yeah, fuck that. It's the feds. So the feds. All right. Let's see what we covered. We covered gays, wanting to get married by something because of taxes is basically what the real reason is. Being recognized, even though church and state aren't supposed to be together.
they're forbidden love, you know.
Yeah. Depression.
Yeah.
Oh, which still happens to be covered under, Medicare and Medicaid.
Totally.
And, because we just have to medicate everybody. Oh, and, that
LD.
education.
Yeah.
And how this all fucking sucks. No, wait. I remember history class. Feds only do war and federal laws.
But isn't that weird?
How come these
These have nothing to do with these.
You want to know where these go to? If you really want to fight all these, bullshit idea things? The government was set up so that the state could make its own rules. The minimum wage, let's go to minimum wage now. So the state can control your minimum wage. Wage. Min. Yes, I'm lazy.
Whatever.
Sue me. Minimum wage, laws that pertain, like traffic laws.
I can't read that, I don't think.
Oh, you know what? Don't need eyeglasses. And this is also for me. And what else do they control? Oh yeah, their education.
Yeah.
Even though Public schools.
So now the state is not doing any of those things,
Oh, it's
and they're transferring that.
They're not transferring. They're still controlling. We saw it.
So why is it the Fed?
Because this is what happened over time. Now the state's under the feds. Now the state. Now let me clarify this for people that don't know what the fuck how government works. The federal government is set up federal guidelines. You cannot have a minimum wage under, I think, like $5
Yep.
for federal minimum wage, somewhere around there. Maybe it's $7. I don't know.
I think it's 5.
Oh, it's probably 5. Yeah. So they set that minimum. Well, fine. Okay, set a minimum wage. But now, so that sets guidelines to a state. Okay, we cannot have anything under $5 because after, the Minimum Wage Act and shit and all that nice stuff. So now the state has the guidelines. Now the feds are talking about education. Now here's the thing about education. Public schools. Tell you the truth, bullshit. Fuck them. Why? Because just how the state is the federal's bitch, education is now the state's bitch. So, why do I say that public schools fucking suck? I'm gonna write a nice, and some teachers will call this a curse word. This right here. Oh, and this little swear word too. So that is why public schools are bullshit.
So, if you don't know what Common Core or standardized testing really is, it's basically gathering a goldfish, an elephant, and a fucking monkey and testing them on their ability to climbing a fucking tree. That's what Common Core is.
Oh, it's something better. And because teachers are actually now rising up against this fucking bullshit that they're put on there. Now, alright, so teachers started, getting sick of it. You know why teachers are getting sick of it? Because the teachers get graded now. If a student fails a final exam or a certain percentage of a final exam, the teacher loses tenure and gets fired. Well, fuck.
That sucks.
So if you have a really bad student, you're basically boxed in the ass. Really bad.
If you're ever wondering why your math teacher just really wants you to learn this shit,
it's this.
It's that.
Now,
They don't care about you, they care about their job.
Well,
they do care about you, but...
Let me clarify something. Teachers are now starting to realize, except for the teachers union, I'm sorry, but fuck the teachers union. Why? Because not everything needs a union. What they don't understand about unions is that you pay union dues and you become part of this union. That just creates a job within a job within a job, and it just becomes a clusterfuck, really. So let's go into standard. Now, Common Core is new. It was just beginning when me and Will graduated. Standardized testing, that was the No Child Left Behind. Thank you, George W. Bush. You
Wait.
Standardized
Common Core
is new. It just came in. Standardized testing was George W. Bush.
Yeah.
But the Common Core just came in. They started out small. What happened, and the government's tricky like this, okay, we were in a English class. We all had to pass a final, and I think it was like 11th grade. This all started in 11th grade. It started out with the teacher's testing. The teacher gets tested on how well their students perform. If you had like a 60%, I'm just making these numbers up, I don't give a shit, but this is how it would probably work. That's probably how mostly it's going to work. 60% of your students fail. Oh, a test. Now, this is your test for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, how the fuck do you make a test for English? We don't know. If you can't answer that, please put it in the comments below. Maybe a reading exam, but how would you make a final test? Because this is all on the final results. Everything is about a final result. You can't...
And given the whole thing about writing your own essay, they have to have a bunch of factors put in. It's not like math. There's not one solid answer. There's a bunch of interpretations. There's all this shit.
So we are for the teachers.
Yeah.
Because we know how hard it's probably going to be to grade this shit. Now, 60%, so we don't know the real regulations, but we'll use 60%, fail the test. Want to know what happens to a teacher? Get the bad grade. You know what that bad grade does? It could possibly lose their tenure. If they're tenured, they can possibly lose their tenure. Now, let's say the next year, still 60%, that grade goes lower. That's basically it.
And eventually,
they get fired. They get terminated. Why? Because someone couldn't fucking take a test. And we don't blame the person that can't take a test. We can't take tests. Holy shit, we're the worst on tests.
I have the worst test anxiety ever.
So now, let's fast forward to today. All the testing is now pre-printed. So where are the teaching? So this is why public education is so shit.
Now, the tests are pretty much controlling all your classes. What's on the test is what you learn.
But here's the thing. I came up with a solution in economics. It's called privatizing the schools. Why do you want to privatize the schools? Schools get funded. If you really think that was education, government laughs at that. They say, fuck that. It's all about the money. Where is the money trail? Where does it all lead to? It leads up to either the federal government or even the state government. Here it's the state government with our bullshit Como here, who really needs to learn how to run a damn state with its education. So you follow the money trail that goes to state. School refuses to do testing? Well, guess what? Bye-bye, funding for your programs and shit. That's what, and then they categorize schools into, whether, it's a highly populated area, got a lot of children and shit, or not so much, and that depends on what you're funding. Privatize the damn things. You want to know what happens when you privatize a school? You lose the bullshit that is the federal and the state government. Today's federal and state government, I should say. The schools need to be funded privately. Why? When I give Will a $20 bill, I can tell him what to spend it on because it's my $20 bill. Vice versa. Well, with education, you give money for certain programs, then, you have to spend it on those programs. Because the government, the thing is the government is never wrong.
Which is bullshit.
Yes. And it says, you spend this money. Some way, somehow, you get this, we calculated out how much money you need, and then you take the money. If you privatize it, some parents are going to get fed up with, up and then down costs. Some year, hey, this class wants to do a field trip, we're going to have to up your tuition. Now, what I believe that people should do is have a tuition. Now, just asking yourself, what about poor people? What about people that can't afford to go to school? Privatizing schools can be so expensive, blah, blah, blah. The way it works, the way society works, is there are people that can help with the poor in getting an education. The state should have so little funding. Now, If you want to send a poor kid to a school that is not funded by the government, all you have to do is talk to the school. I mean, if you talk to, and you explain the situation, there are so many things out there that can help a person that doesn't have the money for an education. It works like a college. What happens? You want to know what happens? Because high school pushes college so much. We're in college right now. Actually, this whole damn place is a college. We're in a dorm room right now. So we personally funded. Well, we didn't personally fund coming to school. I took out money. I took out student loans. There's loans out there. You get a job and you pay it off. Now, with the privatized school, since the kid is probably in 8th grade, he's not going to pay it off or whatever. But you can get financial assistance with the school. When I went to get my braces and shit, financial stuff helps. You have a payment plan. There's payment plans out there. Don't give me this bullshit of, well, people can't afford it. People can afford anything they want if they know where to look. Banks can loan money. You just have to pay it back in a certain amount of time. You know what happens? Little Billy Joe there that goes to a private school, gets an education, moves on to college. Oh, he had to take out a little funding for this private school that he went to. Guess what? He's probably making $180,000 a year. He can pay it off like that. People keep conversing with that because people think that once you're poor, you're fucked. Yeah, so banks don't give out loans, they don't look at your credit score. As long as you're not the dumbass with a fucking plastic going ting, 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 and you ruin your credit score, you'll be fine. You might get a lower, loan, or the school could help you pay for it. It's as simple as that. It's a payment plan. It's a plan to fund yourself to go to school. Then you get into the bullshit of, and you get people that try to victimize poor people. If they really want to be, successful, they'll work at it. They'll find every resource they can. Because that's what this world is about, is finding resources and using them. Everybody needs help at some time. And you can't victimize people because, well, then they're really not and you're turning them into a victim. But yeah, so we're almost an hour. We're gonna probably sign off here. And see you next time on
Yeah.
For bullshit.